Hi everyone, welcome to English 1190. This is Professor Rihanna Amalsh and I'm here to give you a quick orientation to our course. We'll begin here in the Canvas course shell on the home page, and I want to start off first with the menu that you see all the way to the left in the dark blue. This menu will appear whenever you log into Canvas, regardless of which course you're signing into, and it's full of resources, some of which you may use and others you may not. Feel free to explore them all in your own time, but I'm going to show you a few of the functions I think you'd be most interested in using. Beginning with the Courses button, when you click that button, what you see is our course, of course, but depending on the courses you're enrolled in, you'll see a list of courses. And the Courses button just makes it easy for you to jump from one course into another if you're working on assignments for multiple courses on any given day. Moving on to the Calendar button, this is a great function. If you're a person who likes to plot out the entire semester, the calendar allows you to input due dates for your assignments and tests, and you can even use it to manage your personal schedule too. Obviously, as a college student, time management is very important, so the calendar function is great if you want to map things out ahead of time. You can also add the ability for the calendar to notify you, send you notifications when a due date is coming up. So all of that will just help you stay on track for the fall semester. The next function here is the inbox. This allows you to email professors and other students. It's denying me access because I'm not a student, so I have to leave the student view to show you how this works. So basically, when you come to this inbox function, you'll see at the top here the ability to compose a new message. And from there, you can select the course for the person that you want to send a message to. So our 1190 course is here. And then to the right, there's an address book that allows you to select teachers or students depending who you want to email. Teachers are here, it's just me. Or if you'd like to email another student in class, maybe you completed a peer review of someone else's paper and you have a question about it, you can choose their name here, add a subject, add a message, and send your message that way. It's just an easy way to get a hold of people in your classes. And the next function I'd like to show you is the Student Resources button. And this is just a really great resource in general. Whether you need help with using Canvas or online learning, online accessibility and privacy, technology resources, all of these things are great for online support, but even as you scroll down, you'll notice that there are more specific resources, and considering fall 2020 is unique in the sense that we won't be on campus, all of these resources are still available to you even if you can't physically come to campus, and talk to somebody about these different topics. So if you have a question about any of these different things, you can click, for example, on tutoring, and it will bring you to the means of communicating with our tutoring resources. You can communicate via email or phone, and all of these resources are still available to you even though we're not on campus this semester. So bringing us back to our course, and I'm going to put us back in the student view so that you'll be able to see what I'm seeing here, and this will look like what it looks like for you. And we'll start with the home page. So the home page is going to change weekly. Every week a new home page will appear, and it will be the first thing you see when you enter our course. The home page explains the topics to be covered for that week. Obviously I sent you week 0 already, so I'll be updating the home page to reflect week 1. And it will also give you any updates that I need to inform you of regarding grades, assignments, due dates, or any other changes I've made to the course. Now, with few exceptions, underlined words and phrases are always going to be hyperlinks. So make sure to read those. You'll need to click on the link and it'll either open a new tab or bring you to a new page to give you the information that you need. When I am trying to emphasize a particular piece of information, I use bold highlighted words and phrases. And that's really, whenever you see the bold highlighting, that's really me asking you to pay special attention to the idea that I'm emphasizing there. So underline will mean hyperlink, and then bold and highlighted font will just mean a point that I'm trying to emphasize. And that's pretty consistent throughout the entire course. All right, moving on to the modules link. I'll start by saying this is probably the most important link for the daily operations of our course. You'll consistently be going back to the modules link when you're looking at your assignments and your materials throughout the weeks ahead. So starting with week 1 here, important information and resources will remain at the top of the page, and then the weekly modules will appear below that in descending order, which is to say the most current week will always be here, and then the earlier weeks will follow in descending order. So it will go, here you see, here's week 1, and then week 0. Next week, you'll see week 2 starting here, and then it will go 2, 1, 0, and so on and so forth throughout the rest of the course. That way, the most recent week is always at the top for you to access easily, and then earlier weeks you may want to go back to will always be there for you to see as well. By now, I'm sure you've all read the information in the week 0 module, and if not, please do so. It's important and valuable information for you to have as an online student, whether you've been an online student or you're a brand new one this semester. And of course, the important information and resources module is great too. It's full of resources you might not use every single week, but that you can always come back to. Particularly information about contacting me. So you've got the Contact Me link that lets you know my email address, my Google Voice phone number that you can call, leave a voicemail or text, or a link for you to make an appointment with me. Similarly, the page before is the Make an Appointment page so that you can use that same link. I have some redundancies in here to make sure that there are plenty of places for you to access information. And this is a great way to schedule a one-on-one with me. We can have a phone conversation or even a Zoom meeting if you want to look at each other's faces or meet virtually. That works for me. So all you have to do is click this box that says one-on-one meeting, choose a day that works for you, choose a time that works for you, and then I ask you, you'll confirm that date and time, and I ask you a few questions so that I can prepare for our meeting. What class are you in? What would you like to discuss? How would you like to meet? All that information helps make for a smooth one-on-one appointment, which I'm happy to have with you. All right, going back to the modules link, we'll take a look at week 1. So this is our first week, and the format that you see here is the format that you will see for all of the weekly modules. And it may look like a lot, I understand. However, some of the information is things like additional resources and upcoming assignments. So what you see, you begin here with the home page, and what makes the most sense is to work in the order that the links appear. So please watch the course orientation video. Obviously, if you're watching right now, this is what's happening. And then you've got the week 1 home page. You have the overview, the materials, the lecture, and then the assignments that you'll complete for the week. And then I also give you a heads up about an assignment that you have due at the end of next week. So some modules will have additional resources and some won't. Some will have information about an upcoming assignment and some won't. And basically how this works is the homepage and the overview let you know the topics that will be covered, some basic concepts and laying down the groundwork for what we're thinking about that week. And then the materials and the lecture give you the information and the knowledge you need to complete the assignments that come next. So you can see it's all designed to be worked through in the order that the links appear. Now, as a quick side note, online classes require a lot of careful reading and self-direction. Please be sure to read, watch, or view all the materials I post in order to be prepared for your assignments. To help manage your time, you'll see in the overview link that I've included a a suggested schedule. So the suggested schedule for week 1 here, and that breaks up all the things you need to do for week 1 into more manageable chunks of tasks so that you're not too overwhelmed. I strongly recommend you don't wait until Thursday or Friday to begin the week's work. That will be overwhelming and stressful and probably won't lead to the best outcomes when it comes to completing your assignments. Lastly, it's important to read your instructions for each assignment very carefully and read the rubrics as well. So you'll see here when we go back to the modules and you see, for example, your first discussion number 1, I give you specific instructions for what to do and when to do it by, and then a rubric to follow as well. So when you show the rubric, you'll see here is what you're being graded on, here are the points that are possible, and what you need to do to earn the most amount of points for your assignment. So there will be rubrics for all of your assignments. I strongly urge you to read them carefully so you understand what you're supposed to do and what's expected. All right, speaking of assignments being submitted, your assignments are going to be all submitted through Canvas. So for example, assignment number 1, you'll upload a file. So when you submit the assignment, you're going to need to upload a file. You'll choose a file here. Now, what works best is Microsoft Word. So you can download Microsoft Word using the Office 365 link, which we'll get to. But this link was also mentioned in the Week 0 module. There is a PDF file that lets you know how to download programs through Office 365, and Microsoft Word is going to be the best option for submitting your assignments. You can also use Google Docs if you save them as docx files or PDF files. But really you want to avoid using any other file formats for submitting your work on Canvas because Canvas is not very friendly with other word processing programs. And you'll notice in the Week 1 module, I've added instructional videos and links to resources to show you how to submit your work and how to respond to a discussion as well. So it's all there for you. One important thing to know about assignments in this class is that they are sequenced. This means each assignment you complete asks you to practice a skill that you've just learned about and then also is built upon for the next major assignment. Some of your assignments will even ask you to write portions of your next paper, which you'll be able then to use directly in that paper. The idea behind this is that none of your assignments are simply just busy work. Each assignment builds upon the skills from the previous one or builds upon the information from the previous one and then prepares you for the next one. And in some cases, you can even use portions of a previous assignment in the following assignment. So that's really designed to, build very clearly throughout the semester. And this helps, understand a larger coherence in the course and helps keep you on track with your assignments throughout the semester. All right, one last note in the modules link is if you want to declutter this page, you have the ability to do that. You have the ability to declutter all of these different links here by using this little arrow and shrinking each module. So you can shrink each module here. If there's links that you don't want to look at, you can kind of hide them there. And if you're like me, I like things to be kind of tidy. This might be helpful, especially as the weeks get on and there are more and more modules with all of these different links. It's kind of nice to hide them away and keep things looking clean on your modules page. That's just a little trick for you. Okay, next up is the syllabus link. By now, I hope you have seen and read the syllabus. You can click this link here to download the syllabus. Open it up. You can print it if you like a hard copy. I'm a hard copy person. I prefer that. And then below the syllabus link, you see a schedule of a course summary of all of our assignments and their due dates. And this is a great way to keep yourself on track This kind of duplicates what the calendar does, and you'll notice the calendar is here in the upper right corner. So if you do use the calendar function, the calendar will appear here in the upper right corner of the syllabus link to kind of show you what's coming up, and it'll mirror these due dates here. All right, after that we have the grades link. This is where you'll see all your grades. It's pretty self-explanatory in that way, I suppose. It also duplicates that schedule we were just looking at, so you have a list of all of your assignments and what you're going to be doing this semester, their due dates. This calendar lets you know how many points each assignment is worth, and eventually, when you start earning your grades, you'll see how many points you've earned out of how many points were possible. This is great for keeping track of your progress throughout the class. You'll never wonder where you stand, what your grade is, how well you're doing in the class. It'll always be here for you to check. Of course, you can always ask me, but this is a great way to just check yourself. For every assignment you complete, I have every intention to have that assignment graded and turned back to you within 1 week. So I appreciate your patience. Of course, I have many assignments to grade and several classes, so each time you submit an assignment, I'm not looking at it right away, but I do need a full week, and I'll get a score in there for you. Additionally, once you start turning in your papers, like your rhetorical analysis paper due on August 30th, I will leave comments on your paper to let you know what you might want to think about for revisions, and the grades link is what you will use to view those comments and that feedback as well. And when I turn the rhetorical analysis paper back to you, I will let you know how to view those comments and that feedback so you know where you stand with your assignments. Okay, after the grades link is the announcements link. This link contains the messages I send to the class as a whole. You should expect to receive messages from me once a week, if not more. At least once a week though, and these messages remain here for the entire semester. So while these announcements do get sent to your Macomb email address, our emails obviously quickly get very bogged down with other messages. So if you're ever wondering what I said to you in a class-wide email, it's always going to be here and very easily accessible in the announcements rather than trying to scroll through all of your email messages and find, the email I sent to the class last week or the week before. So you can always come back here and see where those messages are. And last but not least, the Office 365 link. This isn't going to show you very much from my view here, but once you log into Office 365, you'll be given a set of prompts for actions to download the Microsoft Office suite. Now you can download all of the applications available in that suite, or you can download individual apps like Microsoft Word or Microsoft PowerPoint or Excel individually based on whatever you're interested in. So typically the software is very costly. However, through the Office 365 link as a Macomb student, it's totally free to you. And it does download on PC and Mac operating systems. So it really is a great opportunity for you to have an expensive software totally for free. Just follow the prompts there, or take a look at the resource I posted in the Week 0 module that tells you how to access Office 365. And please make sure to at least download Microsoft Word if you don't have it, so that you have the most compatible program for uploading your assignments this semester. So that is all for our course orientation. Please make sure to read the syllabus carefully for more information about my specific course policies. And as always, don't hesitate to reach out to me. I really look forward to working with all of you this semester, and thanks for listening.